Today on Commander Replay, we're back with another look at Valerie's Nekusar the Mind Razor deck. After a bad game 1, can I redeem myself and combo off for the win in this one? Find out next on Commander Replay. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. We have one new Patreon supporter in Wesley Kelly. Wesley, you are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below. And be sure to use the TCG affiliate player link as it helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Alright, welcome back everyone. Playing some more Nekusar the Mind Razor today. This was the deck list that Valerie sent to me back over the summer, and I've been wanting to replay this one because I didn't feel like I did a very good job with it the first time around, and particularly because there were a couple combos in the deck that I didn't have an understanding of. Something like Glistening Oil, which gives Nekusar Infect, can be very potent, and also the Temple Bell and Mind Over Matter combo, were something that I commented on in the original video, but didn't have an understanding of how those combos actually work. So yeah, I wanted to run this deck back because I really don't feel like I put my best foot forward playing this deck, so I wanted to take another pass at it, and that is what we're doing today. Take a look at this opening hand. We've got 2 lands, 2 signets, and a Factor Fiction. I think that will work. Let's go ahead and keep. And it looks like we'll be going last in the turn order. Opponent cracks a fetch. And Turn 1 Deathbright Shaman coming down. Yup. So, taking a look at what our opponents are playing today. First up, we have Vermilion Nintendo piloting the Gitrog monster. Said it's a non-combo deck, so I'm not expecting to see EDH combo, but Gitrog still very strong. It's, lands are just a difficult thing to interact with, and the deck can really do some wild stuff, even without full Gitrog combo. Still makes me a little nervous, so lots of value to be had with the Gitrog. Moving on from that, we have Banana piloting Roon of the Hidden Realm. Roon's an interesting commander. It's been around for quite a while at this point, and it's not a commander that I've seen have a ton of success. However, on the few occasions that I have seen it have success, it just gets out of control. So maybe it's infrequent when that happens, but when it does happen, it's pretty miserable. Probably reminds me of a Brago deck slightly, just that Brago tends to do it with more regularity. But they do have themselves an incredible turn 1, by all accounts, Exploration and Burgeoning. So they're going to have a lot of lands in play. And then finally we have Rogaku piloting Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. That's a nasty creature to have out of the command zone. That is a nasty, nasty card that does one thing. It ends games. That's what it does. So want to be careful of that one. And more importantly, it looks like that everyone's going to be just out-ramping us by quite a bit here while we go last. So don't love that. We're going to need this Toxic Deluge to hit really hard and kind of stifle our opponents for a little while we try to climb into this thing. So we lead in the Blood Crypt, bring it in tapped, and we'll pass the turn. So the other thing, too, when I was piloting this deck is that it has a few less wheels than I was expecting for a Nekusar deck, and that's because it's a little bit more combo-centric than just, like, full wheel tribal Nekusar, which, when I played it the first time, is what I was expecting. I was just expecting all the wheels and Underworld Dreams and cards similar to Underworld Dreams, and it wasn't really that. So that caught me off guard a little bit, and now I know that we need to be trying to assemble some of our combos, and that's what we'll be trying to do. Opponent does go on the attack, sends 1 damage into the Roon. Yeah. It appears that Roon has emptied the lands out of their hand and has no actions and passes without doing anything. It's good news for us. Land coming in triggers the Burgeoning. One thing to note is that with Exploration and Burgeoning in play, we will want to be very careful about how much card draw and wheels we give the Roon opponent, because they will just be able to cough out the lands and, really accelerate past everyone. Here comes a Girapor Orrery for the Ulamog. That will also do the same sort of thing. And they've laid down an Expedition map. I would love to catch a land off the top right here. That would be good news for us. We could play 2 lands and get both of these mana rocks into play, and that would be pretty good. Where that's going to be bad is with the Gitrog monster. If Gitrog's able to cough in the lands, that seems like bad news. Yep, here comes the Library of Lang. Yep. That is a good one. Really good against wheels, actually. Like, incredible against wheels. So anyway, that brings it back to our turn. Come on, land. Not a land. Sadness. Alright, so play the Shivan Reef. Burgeoning will trigger. Opponents have 3 colors of mana between them, so I think I'll go with the Signet first. Opponent's going to Entomb at the end step. I'm sure this is bad. Puts a Life from the Loam in. Okay. They do Dredge Multani. Seems bad. And Vivian's Arcbow.
They probably didn't want that one in the graveyard. We need to get some lands. I'd love to find a land off the top, and then we can get into this Factor Fiction. Opponent's going to Harrow, get that ramp going. Gonna Life from the Loam, yep. Roon once again passes without doing anything, so stuck on lands. Here comes a Palladium Meter, yep. It's gonna bring it back to our turn. We draw a Mystic Remora, that's a little bit late to the party. Let's get the Felwar Stone in, and then we'll get the Mystic Remora. And we'll pass like that. Expecting Gitrog to come in this turn. We're probably still good on Ulamog for like a turn or two. Roon seems to be stuck. But, I mean, we're probably going to have to Toxic Deluge the Gitrog. It's just going to be too much value if it sits in play, I think. Yep, here it comes. They play a land. It's a fetch. Oh, boy. Part of me had thought about leaving up the counter magic to counter the Gitrog, and maybe that was a good idea. I don't know, but if we're not making the land drops, we definitely need to get the mana rocks in. If we had caught the lands, then I might have... Oh, opponent plays a second fetch? Wow. Roon opponent getting a Swords on the Gitrog, yeah, that needs to happen. It will just be back next turn, but at least maybe some chance we can counter it. If we do that, that'll actually price him out pretty good. Okay, I think that's going to help. I think that's going to help everything quite a bit. So we get to draw with the Mystic Remora. I do like that. It's a Soul Ring. Not quite the lands, but still very useful. Here comes that Life from the Loam. That'll also trigger the Mystic Remora. Here's a Cabal Ritual. More mana, but not lands. And here comes Burgeoning. Come on, land. Finally a land. Okay. So Roon plays a land, and that triggers the Burgeoning for Gitrog, and they get a land into play. They now have a lot of lands. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're on Counterflux for Gitrog. We need to slow that nonsense down. Here comes Guardian Project for opponent. That will trigger our Mystic Remora. That had to be a nice pickup for the Roon deck. That's a Brainstorm. That's actually really helpful because I really just want to look at lands with the ability to play multiple lands in this Gitrog Orrery, and we're not finding them, which has been a little bit frustrating, so Brainstorm potentially can help us right here. Opponent untaps their Mana Vault this turn, which means maybe thinking Ulamog for next turn. Opponent going to crack their Expedition map. Nope, uses the Mana Vault again. Okay. Both Burgeoning is trigger. Nate gets another land. It's a Marsh Flats. That is a lot of mana. We countered it. He's not that far away from being able to cast it a second time in the same turn. Oof. Still don't think we have like a better option, though. It's going to bring it back to our turn. Mystic Remora is going to trigger for the upkeep. I think I'm going to... Yeah, I think I'm going to stay with it one turn. We haven't drawn the lands the way we need to, so there's a second land finally. Okay, that does help. It makes me a little bit less nervous about things. Let us play this mountain. 2 Burgeonings trigger. Nate still got lands. Play this temple. 2 Burgeonings trigger. We'll get the Scry one. It's a command tower. We want that. Leave that on top. Let's get the Soul Ring in. And we're going to pass like that. We have enough instant speed stuff. Going to hold up the counter magic. Factor Fiction if we don't need the counter magic for some reason. Brainstorm, all that good stuff. And honestly, I don't think we're that far away right now. The Ritual's going to help, mana-wise. We need to get Nekusar in at some point, which is going to be like kind of the bottleneck for all the plays that we want to make. And I thought about doing it this turn, but we really got to counter this Gitrog right here. Yep, here comes the Gitrog, so we're going to counter the Gitrog. And I think we might as well overload the Counterflux, since we'll have colorless mana, nothing to do with it. We will need to paint ourselves off the Shivan Reef, but that's okay. So Gitrog gets countered. Opponent's going to untap a land. Going to play a Satyr Wayfinder. Yep. Going to crack a fetch. Get a land. Crack a fetch. Going to play a Reclamation Sage. Let's see where this goes. Going to go after our Remora. I'm actually okay with that. I probably wasn't going to pay for it the second turn, so, you know, ideally I would have liked to have drawn, like, maybe another card or two with it, but I think it'll be alright. We do have the Factor Fiction. However, Guardian Project is a card you got to watch out for. This Burgeoning and this Exploration, like I said, it's going to be good with our deck at the table. The Gear per Orrery also gives that effect to every player, which is interesting as well. Here comes a Coiling Oracle. Yep. And that'll trigger the Guardian Project. Here comes a Kodama's Reach. Yep. Ooh, opponent revealed a Vorinclex. I mean, they have Vorinclexes in their graveyard. Okay. A little safer in the graveyard than it is in play. Here comes an Endbringer. That's a pretty strong card. 1 damage to any target. Target creature can't attack or block, and draw a card. Untap it during each other player's untap step. So that brings it back to our turn. We draw that command tower. Let's play that command tower. I think this is the turn that we go for Nekusar. Both Burgeonings will trigger. So let's get our commander into play. That'll leave us with 4 mana, which means we could either go Fact or Fiction, or we could go like Phyresis and Brainstorm. I'm thinking like Phyresis Brainstorm is where I want to be. Maybe we yeah, let's Fact or Fiction actually. Okay, so let's go Cabal Ritual. No, that doesn't work actually. So okay, undo. Oh, I know. Yeah, okay. So if we go Cabal Ritual and then play Fact or Fiction and leave 1 mana floating, we have to get into a land. If we do, we can play Phyresis all in 1 turn. Maybe we won't go quite as hard. Let's just Fact or Fiction. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try it. It's a little risky, but I think the risk is gonna be worth it. So Cabal Ritual. Let's Fact or Fiction. Oh, I did that bad. I messed up with the colors. It's not good. That is not good. That's a nasty pile if I've ever seen one. So much for the Phyresis plan. Wasted that card. Whoops. Land Cyclonic Rift, Treasure Cruise. Okay. Don't want us to have the... Oh, oh wow. Oh, wow. They really don't want us to have the Niv Mizzet. Opponent really experimenting right here. Yeah. I don't know that there are many good choices. There's just a lot of gas. I'm going with pile 2 right here. I really want the lands. Plus Nexus of Fate, Cyclonic Rift. Those are pretty good cards. Play the island. Little sad I messed up the Phyresis play. But in doing that, that may actually help us a little bit just because, yeah, Nekusar is scary, but it's really scary when someone puts Infect on it. So if we do that, if opponents have anything at all, they have to use it on Nekusar. With them not seeing that right now, it may actually keep it alive until our next turn. And if we can go like Phyresis, Molten Psyche, and into another wheel or something like that, then that's probably game. Also, the other thing, too, is that, like, the Gitrog has the ability to draw a lot of cards. It's going to be a lot of pain involved with Nekusar being in play, so I do like that. Now, the Infect does make it much more painful, but, again, if they have anything at all, they probably try to blow up Nekusar. Here comes a Mana Crypt. Ew, that's a Demonic Tutor. Seems bad. Seems bad. Oh, that's a Casualties of War. That hurts. That hurts. So we're going to lose Nekusar and Soul Ring. Those are both pretty good. Opponent loses their Shrine of the Forsaken Gods. At least we didn't lose the land. Also gets the Guardian Project. That's good news. Keeps us a little bit safe from stuff. Comes Arcane Signet. Oh, that's a Journey to Eternity. Gross. Opponent's going to attack with that. Yep. 2 into the Ulamog opponent. It'd be smart to go no blocks. Here comes Solemn Simulacrum. Yep. So now that opponent's untapped with the Endbringer can actually shoot all of these 1/1s. And I was thinking about doing like Toxic Deluge and a play with Cyclonic Rift, bouncing the Journey to Eternity, then shooting the 1/1s. But I think with the Endbringer in play, we actually don't need to worry about it yet. So I think I'll save those pieces. Probably just try to get our commander back into play. Might actually just go for Nexus of Fate. Opponent's going to draw a card. Okay. Yeah, so I think I'm going to try to Brainstorm and then Nexus of Fate and just try to hit a lot of land drops with the Gear per Orrery still in play. So at the end step, we'll Brainstorm. There's the lands. There's a Dark Ritual. Let's put the Molten Psyche back on top. And I think I'm actually going to put do we put the Ritual back on top? Yeah, maybe Deluge. Which one do you keep? Do you keep Deluge or Rift? Yeah. Put the Deluge back on top. We're probably going to lose one of them. So that brings it back to our turn. There's the Deluge. I think I actually wanted to draw the Molten Psyche, but that's okay. Play the Exotic Orchard. Play the Smoldering Marsh. You know, I think we're okay to slam Nekusar right here. I'm not expecting that much removal. Gitrog is kind of stalled. They will get a lot of card draw once Gitrog comes back into play. They have a Strip Mine. Yeah. I think we're just going to go for Nekusar right here. Opponent's going to draw a card with Endbringer. Sure. And let's get the Phyresis on Nekusar. And we'll pass like that. So ideally we can untap with Nekusar. Might be a little risky with the Ulamog. If they catch all the lands they need, they can play 2. They might be on Ulamog mana. You know what? Opponent is going to try and Strip Mine our command tower. And they're doing this during our main phase. We can Dark Ritual. We can wipe away all the weenies. If we do, the land will flip over. If the land flips over, that means they have access to Eternal Witness and Vorinclex. But that does mean that this Palladium Mirror will get blown up, and we probably won't see Ulamog if that happens. I'm going to try it. Again, it's risky. Between Eternal Witness and Vorinclex, there's a lot of ways that opponent can do some nasty stuff, but I think it makes sense. Let's try it. We're going to go X2. The Endbringer will survive. Want to keep Nekusar alive. But I think keeping opponent off of Ulamog is going to be how we try to keep Nekusar in play. And then we just kind of take the risk on Vorinclex and everything else. Plus, with Vorinclex in play, that will take attention off of us. So some Simulacrum will die, opponent will get to draw a card, and that will be an infect on them. And the Journey to Eternity will flip over. That's the scary part of all this. Everything else I'm fine with. Journey to Eternity is what makes it scary. And we get in the 1 point of infect. Oh, they get back Rex Sage? Rough. Alright, Phyresis down. Missed that. Alright, so yeah, we were definitely better off just, well, opponent Ulamogs us if we don't, right? Mana Crypt flip for opponent. They will get Nekusar triggers. Yep, here comes that Vorinclex. So what I'll probably do, if no one else deals with it, use these 2 mana rocks to 2 mana Cyclonic Rift, the Vorinclex, and then Nexus of Fate on our turn. That's what I'm planning. Is this a big torment? Oh, this looks like a big torment. Oh, of course it is. Alright, well, I walked into that one. This friggin' card. Funny enough, Nekusar will have the ability to probably kill our other opponents should they survive for any reason. We'll probably have to sacrifice or discard something. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to sacrifice our signets. Makes me sad. Oh, we've got 4 to go. How much life do we have? If we take the next 4 and put us at 1, seems fine. Yeah, looks like we're going to 1. Go to 1. Yeah, we gotta sacrifice 1 more. It looks like it's gonna be the Felwar Stone. Opponents survive at 5 and 11. I actually thought they would be lower. Rex Sage gonna go into the Roon. This should put them at 1 when they untap. Or when they get to their main phase, rather. So opponent also goes to 1. Soul Ring, Vorinclex. That's a Winds of Abandon. That'll get rid of the Vorinclex. We're at 1, though. Can't say I love that. We will get a land out of it. Problem is, opponent can just bring back the Eternal Witness and do all of this again. Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing they can do. Opponent gets a draw from an empty hand. That's cool, right? Gets themselves 4 cards with their 3 off this and the 1 on their main phase. We didn't get to put a land into play, did we? Did I click past it or something? That's a puzzle box. Can't say I love that. We need to find a strip mine and shoot the cave here. So we go to draw. There's the Molten Psyche. With that on the stack, let's Nexus of Fate. Put these on the bottom. Draw 2 cards. There's a Dig Through Time. We don't have the mana for that, though, so let's play the Swamp. Dig Through Time with Puzzle Box is also going to be very strange. So let's take our next turn. Let's Dig Through Time. We're going to Delve. We can put 2 cards into our hand and the rest on the bottom of our library. Guess we'll go Swan Song, Swamp, since these will just get puzzle boxed anyway. These on the bottom in any order. Oh, that's a Demonic Tutor that we can't cast. Oh, that sucks. Put these 3 on the bottom. Get, ooh, that's a Nexus of Fate. Can we cast it? 1, 5, 6, we're 1 short. Oh. Oh, 1 short of Nexus. Oh, I guess we Hedron Archive. Gitrog back to play. Yup. Comes Horn of Greed. Plays a land, draws a card. Cracks a land, Gitrog triggers. There's a Field of the Dead. Gross. Tribe Elder. And he passed. This is a chance we could survive to our turn. If we do, we can Nexus of Fate again. We're gonna have to, like, find our way into the win and not lose any life in the process. It's gonna be tough, but there's hope. Unfortunately, I wish I could, like, Curiosity on the Nekusar just to get the extra cards. But that'll get shuffled away. Ooh, opponent's got to skip their turn. They tap all the lands into Nekusar. Puzzle box for the Ulamog. Do we want the ramp from Hedron Archive, or do we want the extra cards? Part of me thinks we want the extra cards because the lands will refill with Horn of Greed. And, I mean, yeah, we could play 2 lands a turn, so potentially if we drew all lands, they'd all kind of replace each other. I think we're going to go on that plan and hope it works out. Here's a Dreamstone Hedron for opponent. Yep. Probably on Ulamog next turn then. Scroll Rack for opponent. Seems helpful. Activate Scroll Rack. Yeah, I'm going to crack the Hedron Archive. Here's a land and a Void Shatter. Brings back to our turn. Let's Nexus of Fate. Wish I left the, nope, Command Tower got shot. Wish I left the Exotic Orchard open. There's a search for his Kanta. Oh man, wish I could cast that. But it will get puzzle boxed away. Need to hit some lands right here. We hit one land, okay. Play the one land. Ooh, hey, that's an Echo of Eons. Play the one land. Burgeoning Horn of Greed will trigger. Haha, Nexus of Fate is back. Yeah. Well, I'm going to go down with the fight. That's for sure. And I wish we could draw 7. We could Ghost Quarter ourselves and try to get a blue, but that doesn't seem worth it, especially we have the Nexus of Fate in hand. Well, actually, no, we have to flash it back for that anyway, yeah, so none of that makes sense, so... Didn't hit the lands the way we wanted to. Let's Nexus of Fate again. Oh, we can Ghost Quarter the cave. Yeah, that's a good idea. We will surely do that in a moment. So, there's a land... Puzzle box these things away. There's the lands. There's a Mystical Tutor. Oh, what do we get with that? Let's take a look at the deck list. So let's play the Dragon Skull Summit. Horn of Greed and Burgeoning will trigger. There's a Shenanigans. Play the Bajuka Bog. Bajuka Bog Nate. We draw a card. It's a Reliquary Tower. Do we just Mystical Tutor and keep taking extra turns? Maybe? Oh, we needed to do that differently. We'll have to do it... Yeah, we'll have to do it before the puzzle box. Crap. Yeah, I messed that up. Alright. Alright. Maybe we shoot the puzzle box? Maybe that's what we do. Yeah, I'm thinking shoot the puzzle box. Okay, now we have a plan. Shoot the puzzle box. Play Mystical Tutor. The turn is less good right here. Maybe we're on Wheel of Fortune now. Unless we can go... How much mana do we have? We'll have 14 mana. Our commander is 9, I think. I don't think that's enough to go Nexus and... Could just Blasphemous Act. Blasphemous Act should keep us alive for a turn. Blasphemous Act will be expensive, though. Not a lot of creatures in play at this moment. Yeah, let's roll with the Nexus of Fate. Seems like a plan. At some point, if we ever get Nexus of Fate with Nekusar, we'll be in very good shape. We're not going to dredge. There's the Nexus of Fate. Play land. Horn of Greed, Burgeoning will trigger. There's a Gilded Lotus. Play the Spire Bluff. There's another land. Let's just check to see how much our commander cost. Yeah, it cost 9. That's a lot. Let's get this Gilded Lotus in. Cast the Nexus of Fate. We draw. Skip that. A land. Lands are okay. Play land. We'll need to draw into something else. That's a Waste Knot, you say. I don't know that that's what we need in this exact moment. Play the Swamp. Wheel off the top. A Blasphemous Act keeps us going. Okay. Whew. Rolled the dice right there. Okay. Play Blasphemous Act. Hope we can still get our commander. Blasphemous Act. Get rid of those pesky creatures. Try Nekusar. Get this Waste Knot. Check the graveyard real quick. It's empty. Pass the turn. That was a pretty good sequence of turns. Mana Crypt flip for our opponent. Loses the flip down to 30. Nekusar triggers. Down to 28 they go. Horn of Greed, Field of the Dead. Oh, you want what we should do? We should Ghost Quarter this Field of the Dead. Like a smart person. Here we go. Shoot this Field of the Dead. Opponent gets 1 zombie. Oh, they're gonna shoot our Nekusar with the Chupacabra. Gonna need that Nexus of Fate back. Here comes Anissa. Oh, that's a 5/5 with haste. Okay, yeah, that's a problem. No, I'm gonna swing into the Ulamog. Okay. Yeah, we need Wheel off the top. That's pretty much the thing we need. Oh, there's an Exsanguinate for 6. Okay, we're all dead. Yeah, almost wiggled out of it. Made a big mistake with the Toxic Deluge. Thought about holding on to it. Probably should have just held it. But the fact once he has Torment of Hailfire, it's just a problem. Like, you know, he cast it for X14. If he still casts it for, like, X7, it's still just a problem. We all lose a bunch of life. It's not as bad, but, yeah, Torment of Hailfire is just a crazy card. Having to play around it sucks. Like, it's pretty annoying. So, yeah, I thought I played okay. I thought the Toxic Deluge was a mistake after doing it, and kind of had mixed feelings going in. I forgot that it immediately comes back and shoots the thing anyway. I thought they had to pay 5 to get the first creature back. I forgot that it does that. Overall, I thought I played much better this go-round. I'm just not well-suited to Grixis. We also went last in the turn order. It's just a deck that's a little bit uncomfortable for me to play. I'd have to really play it a lot to kind of get there. I mean, we had our opportunities, but removal crept up when we didn't want it to. That also happened. Nekusar was up to 9 mana right there. Died for, what, the fourth time? Third, fourth time? So that was pretty annoying. But anyway, I still feel slightly redeemed that I at least played better than I did the first time and at least had an understanding of like what combos and things I was trying to assemble. Could have probably tutored better. I don't know that I needed to go for Nexus of Fate again. A wheel would have been really interesting, but giving our opponents cards is also a problem. So tricky place to be when your commander's not in play. So I don't know. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.